And now enjoy this free Jason Modcast show.
Welcome to Seeing R.E.D. Don't say we didn't warn you.
Hey, boys and girls, welcome to Seeing R.E.D. I'm David K. Montoya. I know it has been a long time since we've sat down under the Seeing R.E.D. moniker to enjoy our audio entertainment that only Seeing R.E.D. can provide. All right, kids, I don't know if you know this or not, but this weekend, Rebecca, Aaron, and myself have sat down and recorded brand new episodes for the first time in over 2 years. So starting next week, you'll be hearing brand new Seeing R.E.D. episodes. So to whet everybody's appetite, I decided to sit down and go through and do another. It's been, I want to say almost 3 years since we did the last, if not more, of the best of Seeing R.E.D. We left off on episode 20, so I decided to let's do a number 5 just to bring everybody in, get them excited for next week, and we're going to start off with episode 21, and we're going to end with 25. There's good stuff in here. If I remember right, I believe there's one whole episode which was kind of small, so I went ahead and put the whole thing in, of when Rebecca and Aaron got married. You know, the fun thing is that when we started in October recording, but we released on November 26, 2012, Rebecca and Aaron they weren't even engaged. They were just boyfriend, girlfriend. And now they've been married for like 5 years. Crazy stuff, kids. Crazy stuff. So go ahead and sit back, relax, and enjoy the part 5 of the best of Seeing R.E.D.
Hey, boys and girls, welcome to Seeing R.E.D. I'm David K. Montoya.
I'm Rebecca C. Lofgren.
I'm Aaron Illich.
And I'm Debbie A. Lofgren.
Who's Debbie A. Lofgren?
Your mother.
Wait, okay. It's Mom. Mom returns after several weeks.
Why you gotta be an A? Oh, you gotta copy me? what is this?
She is an A. Hold.
I know where you sleep.
Well, we're back all together. Aaron's been gone in Colorado. He's actually been here for quite a few hours, and he gets ready to start talking about something. He's like, wait, no. And now you can see what I mean. You don't tell stories anymore. You just wait for the podcast to tell the stories.
Exactly.
So, how was the trip?
It was fun. There's a lot of stuff that happened. We got to go hiking, horseback riding twice.
Hiking and riding.
Hiking and riding.
Sounds like a country song.
Yeah.
I've been hiking.
I think he came back a cowboy.
You would think.
He rode horses. I can't even picture in my head. I wish I could have seen it.
I was the tallest person there. They're like, get on the stand. I was like, I could just get on the horse. Like, it was no problem for me. They're like, put yourself up on the saddle so, like, all your weight's on it so you don't fall to the ground and hurt yourself. I'm like, by the time I get to the ground, my foot's already there.
So, what was the best part?
I would say the best part would probably be the RAs, which is like the ranch advisors.
Uh-huh.
They're probably the best part of the whole experience because all of them had a degree in something. And they're all smart. They, believe it or not, it's like every 6 days after one group leaves, another group comes.
Uh-huh.
So they're constantly giving people.
So what did you get out of it? Did you learn anything, or?
Oh yeah. I learned you just have to really appreciate the simple things in life, and you know, there's always gonna be hard times. just gotta get over that. You have to work through it and then get to the better things.
Now, I have to go and jump in and say that I'm actually impressed because this is Aaron's third hour of podcasting. We've already done 2 shows of Who's the Boss, which is equivalent to roughly 2 hours. So now you're doing, and your voice is holding up way better than mine. You can already hear the cracking in my voice.
We talk all the time. Like, all we do is talk to each other when we're together. So, I'm a talker, and he's a talker, so it works out.
Oh, yeah.
We're both intelligent, so we can hold a conversation.
Now, I'm actually going to turn my attention to Mom real fast. Come closer to the mic.
Yeah.
Mom and my wife, Lace, they went to State Line, which is Prim, Nevada, right?
Yes.
And you guys did a bingo tournament to win $10,000.
Yes.
So, are you $10,000 richer?
No.
Absolutely.
Now, the thing
10 pounds heavier.
10 usually at this point of the game, we open up with weird news. And while I do have a weird news article, I thought it was interesting what you guys were telling me what had happened.
About the shoes.
About the shoes. So go ahead and tell everybody the story about the shoes.
We went down to State Line to play bingo, and we were getting ready to come home. We went and had our crab.
Yeah, throw that in.
So good. Because the night before we had ribeye steak, cheesecake.
Fatty.
Now you know why I said I gained 10 pounds. So we were putting everything together, and I had let Lacey wear my flip-flops because her feet were hurting so bad from her new shoes. And we looked all over the room, and we couldn't find them.
Her shoes.
Her shoes.
Okay.
And it was just kind of like freaky because there was nobody there, and we didn't have the maids come in because we only stayed one night, and we were going to come home anyway. And she took the sheets and stuff and shook the bed and everything, and there was nothing. And then she turned around and looked at me, and her shoes were sitting on the bed, stacked on top of each other.
One on top of the other.
One on top of the other. And she's looking at me, and her eyes are getting real big, and I'm looking at her, and she goes, I told you I heard a noise last night. And I said, 'cause she woke me up saying, who's at the door? Who's at the door? And I'm like, what? She goes, who's at the door? Who's out there? So I don't know if it was one of her little friends trying to come in or what jokes they were playing. But
Her little friends.
They're not my little friends, because when I came home, I said, honey, you're not coming home with me. You're not allowed. So, yeah, it was quite eerie. Kind of gave you the heebie-jeebies.
And of course, it doesn't have. It can't stop there.
Yeah.
As everybody knows, I always get up and take Jaden's medicine around noontime, and I went and decided I was going to lay back down after I gave him his medicine. So that was about 12:10 roughly. And I'm a creature of habit. I always put my shoes and my clothes in the exact same spot. And it's just what I do. And when I got up from taking a nap to go pick Jaden up from school, my shoes were gone. And we looked for at least a good half an hour. It was almost 3 o'clock by the time I got to Jay. So I just finally gave up. I got some flip-flops and wore those, and because I had to go pick up my kid. And as I'm driving to go pick up my son, Lacey calls, and she goes, "You're not going to believe this." And I was like, "What?" She's like, "I found your shoes." I'm like, "Okay, well, what am I not going to believe?" She goes, "Because they're on the bed, stacked on each other." So, of course, that was kind of creepy. Do you guys have any kind of weird or strange news?
Not really. I mean, all I have is stuff from about the trip.
Well, we're going to touch on that intermittently, throughout the show. This is actually from the Daily Press, this story. So this is an actual from the newspaper story. This is not a joke. This is not made up.
He's got it cut out in his hand right now.
This is from the Thursday, April 11th, 2013. And if you guys don't believe me, you can buy the Daily Press or look on it online and look under page A2. And the topic of this article, it's a very short article. It says, alleged truck thief says zombies were chasing me. This is real.
Wow.
Temecula. Authorities say a man who allegedly stole a big rig truck in Riverside County and hurt 7 people in crashes claims he was fleeing from zombies. Jeremiah Hartland, 19 of Tennessee, was arrested on Saturday after the rig loaded with strawberries overturned on Interstate 15 in Temecula after a series of crashes. He remains in jail on Wednesday. California Highway Patrol Officer Nathan Barr tells Riverside Press Enterprise that Heartland claims zombies were chasing him, and he had no other option, but he had to flee. Barr says the truck was stolen when the driver got out of the scales in Rainbow. The trucker told the CHP that Heartline is an acquaintance who stowed away in Tennessee, and it was allowed to remain. So
He was tripping off a good acid, basically.
he had to be tripping on something good
Yeah.
to see zombies running after him.
In a truck full of strawberries.
Yeah.
Not even that. He kept crashing. So every time he crashed, like, they're still after me. I gotta keep going.
I can see him now. He runs in the truck. He said, "Oh my God, Romero was right. Romero was right." Yeah.
How does...
All I can say is I can picture The Walking Dead.
I'm surprised he could drive that truck, though. Most people don't know how to drive a big rig, especially 19 years old.
That's why
true.
he kept wrecking.
Yeah, maybe.
Probably.
He's like, shit, where's Reverse? Gotta run him over.
No, this is the theory. See, he made that up because he knew he was going to take them strawberries and take them to a flea market someplace and sell them and get good money.
Oh, okay.
So he
Yeah,
said,
'cause
if
the
I
price
get
of
stopped, he said, yeah, because of the price of food, and especially fresh strawberries. He said, okay, this is what I'm going to tell him. I was seeing zombies, and I had to get away, and they'll believe me because,
He could also... Then even at that, if he gets caught, he can pull an insanity plea.
Yes.
Plea. Can't talk. Insanity plea.
Yeah. And that's probably what'll happen. Is he'll probably end up in, like,
Arkham Asylum.
Yeah.
well, probably in reality, like Dad used to say, he was smoking the La Chifa. He probably had some good buds going over there someplace.
Some
And
good coca.
yeah, he's like,
Coca?
"Woo."
So, unfortunately, that's the only thing I found as far as strange news.
That was.
There-
When he told me that, I was like, what? He's like, yeah.
There's no, in fact, I should mention this. We did the cow episode. Remember, we talked about the cow?
Oh my God, yeah.
We're actually, one of our distributors are considering pulling that episode.
Why?
Because it was a little too extreme.
Oh.
And I was laughing because if they thought that episode was extreme, if you remember right, the following episode
Was way worse.
and that was the one about the farm animals, I believe.
Yeah.
Remember, the
Yeah.
guy was renting out his farm animals as prostitutes?
Yeah.
Now, see, that's what I was looking for. I was trying
Wait.
What?
No. That's a lie.
What? That a guy? Okay.
Where was this at? In your nightmares or where? Who would do something like that?
What was
A lot
it?
of
Was it
people.
like Kentucky or something?
Yeah.
I think it was.
Oh,
Kentucky.
come on. I mean,
Yeah.
it's fiction's realer than life. I mean, this
They're
guy.
pimping out his farm animals.
It was on the Huffington Post. And what it was
What
was...
were they huffing?
Probably something good.
And what it was is this guy's crops were dying. He could not keep his crops alive. He was losing
Okay.
all his money. And somebody mentioned, or he had the idea of, hey, I can rent my animals out as prostitutes. And that's what he was doing to supplement his income. And he made
Supplements.
more money doing that than actual farming. So the farm became a cover to him running an essential animal whorehouse. And somewhere along the lines, the police found out. They came in. They took the animals in protective custody, because they're probably going to have them, testifying.
I guess.
That's
I
a
guess.
whole new meaning of the word porkies.
Yeah. And
Where'd he go and get his clients from? The insane asylum?
I don't know. I
He
don't know.
probably found it because a lot of people.
He must have had like an internet connection and put
I was
it on
gonna say
Craigslist.
Craigslist.
No, what is back in that state is when cousins marry cousins. Is that the problem?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
And they
it's
got
very
too
the
much
farm
cousins.
animals in this
They have
situation.
too much cousins in their blood.
something, because that's just weird.
They're their own.
I mean, I would think that you were making it up, but you're saying that you read it.
Yeah.
Come
on the
on,
newspaper.
darling.
You can go to
Yes.
HuffingtonPost.com.
That's
and you can
crazy.
read it. And
But that's crazy, but that means whoever he had come to visit his little animals was crazier.
right.
Yeah.
But he didn't care. He was making more money doing that than actual farming.
Yeah.
And-
There's a place. There's like I
Hold
saw
on, real fast. You don't have to whisper. You can say whatever's
No,
on your
I'm
mind.
just saying. I can't believe that. That's vulgar, nasty, filthy, creepy, cruddy, and weird.
And it makes really good podcast
Yeah.
news.
Oh my
I
god!
was telling
I
you about
just-
there's like a compound where these men live with all their wife animals.
Yeah.
It's a real place.
You know what is so scary? The thing that scares me is that what's happened to our
And PETA
society.
supports it.
I mean, that's the thing that scares me is just what has happened to our society because
We were saying something about that earlier.
Yeah.
it is everybody, lost their mind.
Yeah.
And I said this back on that episode. I was like, if you're going to go that route, if you're going to do prostitution, and obviously you're going to pay more money for an animal than a human,
Yeah.
just go the human route.
Exactly.
I mean, I don't know. But, yeah, in fact...
Yeah, support our economy.
But,
That's funny. Shut up, Rebecca. That was funny.
I didn't do anything.
You give me that look like
I didn't
Mom.
laugh. I'm sorry, I didn't laugh. Not everything you say is funny.
But it was like he got a really minor, what was it? He was fined was it $500 or something
wasn't
like
much.
that?
250, I think.
Was it $250 and cruelty to animals or something
Yeah.
like that? So, yeah, that's all. He got a very small fee, or fine. Well, interesting enough, my story has a similar connection of a cheating wife and somebody dying.
Yeah.
And believe it or not, this took place in Colorado. What had happened was a husband was arrested for killing his wife's lover, which was their Great Dane.
What?
And he literally was sentenced to 15 years for murder, for killing the Great Dane. And they asked him, well, why? Why did you... Because he just, chopped the dog up.
Yeah.
Hold on, let me just pause that real fast, folks, and turn to my friend Russo here. We talk about some really weird shit, just to let you know.
Like we don't. We've always talked about weird shit.
Okay, well, yeah, somebody going to jail because their pet dog was doing their wife.
It's not the dog's fault.
Yeah.
Did you see that on Facebook, or was it on the internet? Because I think I seen something on Facebook.
It was
about it.
Facebook. I seen this on Facebook.
It was like a picture of the chick and the dog next to her.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I seen that too.
And
I was like, wait a second. I think I read that too.
yeah, you click on the article and it pops
Yeah.
up. So yeah, he got 15 years, and they asked him why, and he's like, well, she wouldn't have sex with me. And all it was every time I was away, she was having sex with the dog. And he just couldn't handle it no more. And that's the only way he knew how to rectify the situation was kill the dog.
I don't see how you can get 15 years. I mean, I can see animal cruelty, but not murder, first degree. Because it's an animal, it's not a human being. An animal does.
They made an example out of him. She was devastated that he killed her lover.
That
For the sake of conversation, and for anybody that's listening, we always talk about some weird bestiality shit. Always.
we do. Just because it's so weird, it's amusing.
Hey, Cody, you want...
Don't rape the dog, Aaron. Don't rape the dog.
It's so weird.
So that's what I got for this week. From last, because I did go in and search around trying to find out, validate if it was real.
Mm-hmm.
And the last piece that I read was, and I guess this happened last year, she held a formal funeral for the dog.
Wow.
And she was just heartbroken.
Devastating.
Now, I'm going to go online here, or on the record rather, and say neither one, the husband must have been like itty bitty small, or two, he just didn't know how to use the thing.
Yeah.
Because
Well, there always could be a combination of both.
oh, double whammy.
Yeah. You know,
Yeah.
I mean, that's not good either.
More like double.
So, yeah, she held a funeral. She was heartbroken. She doesn't know how she's ever going to get back to her quote-unquote regular life. I really don't know if it's not interesting. Well, it's interesting, but I don't know if it's weird news. Is this year, for the very first time in San Diego Comic-Con, someone was arrested for attempted murder.
They tried to kill.
Okay.
William Shatner.
Nobody likes him.
William Shatner.
No, this is good. This is good. I don't know if you remember much about Comic-Con, but there's a specific hall called Hall H, and that's where everybody goes to talk, the big celebrities. Well, it's a first come, first served, and people are like literally waiting hours and hours just to get a spot. And when they get a spot, they don't move. They literally sit through, the different shows. Well, I guess this guy, and I can't remember what his name was, but I do remember he was like 5'7" and 103 pounds or something like that. Your typical, and I know this sounds really bad considering that we're all comic geeks here, but it's the stereotypical comic geek. The glasses, I probably, no, I'm just guessing here, but he probably even have a pocket like that. But anyway, he sat through like 3 hours of shows.
Yeah.
And he's like, I gotta piss. I can't hold it no more. There's like 4 more hours of shows to go through. So he ran to the bathroom and came back. Well, when he came back, another guy was in his seat. And he's like, look, I'm trying to be cool here. I've been sitting here, look, that's my stuff. I left my stuff here to show that it's my seat. And the guy's like, fuck you. And they got into it. Fighting. And now I guess the other guy was kind of stock. Now, mind you, this is at a comic book convention.
Yeah.
But anyway, the stockier guy, being more aggressive, and they literally got into a physical altercation. And then the skinny nerd pulled out a pencil and went right in the eye.
He did some Joker shit. That's cool. He's like, I'll make the pencil disappear, motherfucker.
And he was actually, yeah, it was in San Diego this year. And he didn't hit the eyeball, but it literally went into the socket, right here in the socket. And for the first time ever in the history of Comic-Con, a comic book nerd was arrested for attempted manslaughter. What in the hell is this world coming to? If the nerds and the geeks can't get along, can't we just get along? We're supposed to go there and have our geekdom fulfilled. Not try to kill each other.
Not
Jesus Christ.
Trekkies versus Star Wars and shit.
Now, see, I would actually sit back and watch that because I would just find that amusing.
Fanboys.
Yeah. In fact, I texted you when I told you, I watched Fanboys.
Oh, yeah.
That was I just laughed. It was
That's
hysterical.
awesome.
There's, what's his name? Seth Rogen.
Yeah.
Played multiple parts, and that was good. There was even a nice scene from Kevin Smith and Jason Mewes, which, if no one's seen this, spoilers, the gang's trying to get a ride to Skywalker Ranch, and so they have to stop. I think it's a bus stop, truck stop. They stop, and one of the ones had to go use the restroom. Well, he's trying to open the door was locked. Kevin Smith is sitting there, he's smoking a cigarette, and he's like, doesn't it suck when you have to pinch one off and it's always locked? And the kid's like, yeah, and he's doing the pee-pee dance, essentially. And then all of a sudden, Jason Mewes literally erupts from the bathroom. He's like, and spitting on the ground. And then this big old burly bald trucker walks out and he's zipping up pants. Jason Mewes turns back and he's like, "That's it, I'm done. I'm not doing this shit no more." And then Kevin Smith turns to the burly trucker and he's like, "Good, right? Womanly, right?" And then Jason Mewes like, "What do you mean womanly?" Like, "I'm not doing no shit no more." And it was really fun.
I swear you said "and" about 20 times what you just told me. I was counting.
But you know what's the best part about it?
But you can edit it out.
That's right. There won't be no ands in the final draft. But I enjoyed Fanboys. I really... I didn't think I was...
make her watch it.
You've never seen it?
It's a great movie.
So here's a question for you, Al.
Alright.
You're almost 20 minutes into your very first podcast.
Only 20 minutes?
Well, we're actually at 18.
What the hell?
Minus all the
It's been almost
editing.
an hour.
Well, that's what happens when you guys are gone. It feels longer than what it is. But anyway, so what do you think? Oh, that, and just to let you know, about 5,000 people are going to listen to this next Monday.
Oh,
No
on
pressure.
the spot. Yeah,
No
I know,
pressure
right?
at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, no pressure. No, I mean it's not bad. I mean, you know, I've been meaning to do this for a while anyway.
Oh, and then that's one of the things that we're going to talk about. Come probably tomorrow when we sit down, you and I will talk, about how the original concept of Who's the Boss was supposed to be you and I.
Yeah.
So I've kind of, I haven't really abandoned writing because I still write, but I've kind of abandoned the whole publishing thing. And now I sit and I babble for, an hour, pretty much almost every day, for people to be like, "What the fuck is he talking about?" And they like it. That's the scary thing.
Yeah, that's always scary.
So I think it's time, because I am just really sick of trying to talk code, catch Al up. I'm working on a project that I've been keeping quiet for a long time. And when I try to update these guys on it, I have to talk code because I didn't want everybody to know what I'm working on.
Yeah.
And at this point, we're in, we're over like a month and a half into the project, working on the project now, right? And I'm seriously just tired of talking code. What I'm working on is an animated film. It's, actually predates meeting you. The character Yotnam, the Montoya spelled backwards, the Yotnam. I'm writing a script to have it animated, and that's been the big secret, because I didn't really want to put it out there just in case something happened. But I think we're far along where we can. I'm just tired of talking code, man. And I got a chance to write a little bit more on it, and I'm putting it out there that I'm hoping I'm going to be done with the first draft by June. This is going to be the biggest, most expensive project I've ever done. In fact, we're going to be doing a Kickstarter. You know what Kickstarter is?
Yeah.
Kickstarter campaign, and we're going to try to run, I don't know how long we'll run it, as long as people keep putting money into it.
Yeah.
And Rebecca and Aaron both are producers. Aaron is actually going to be a voice actor for one of the characters, one of the main characters. And it was funny because when we were talking about this off air, I was like, I need someone who's between like 18, 19 years old, that voice, that young masculine voice. I'm like, I don't know nobody. And I'm sure you were probably sitting there like, right here, dumbass. But it didn't. It took about a month to click. I'm like, oh, I saw. Oh. When you see a Yotnam, you'll get the joke. So we're working on that. Like I said, it's a big project. By the time this comes out, the GISG anthology will be out. I'm happy that's finally done. We're putting that to bed. And now, we can turn our attention on the cartoon. or the animated movie, because I want it to be very. How do I explain this? It was originally to be very much old school manga, but then Aaron introduced me to Afro Samurai, and I'm like, why did I have to watch that? You know, it was just.
Dude, it was awesome.
It was. I watched it all in one setting. I watched all
That's
the
what I
episodes, and I was like, "That's what I want. I want that feel. I want that color, the texture. I want that storytelling. That's exactly what I want." So now it's kind of morphed that direction, minus the
Samuel Jackson.
yeah the dialogue, that they used, but it'll have that feel. And I hope to have pre-productions. Well, it really depends on how long it takes Kickstarter. If we can get the money together quickly, then we can start pre-production quickly. If it takes a while, it's going to take a while. But I really hope that we can have everything together, the script completely finished by, fall maybe? And get on to that. Because for you, now you can talk about it. When you read the script and you said that you wanted to get your hands on it, what were you planning on doing? What were you planning on making? You said you were going to modify it. Excuse me.
Just some of the dialogue and make things more, correct. Because me and Aaron know a lot more about actual Japanese culture than you do.
And that's what I was getting ready to say, is you should explain a little bit more in detail about what you know about the Japanese culture.
I don't know.
Terminology, history,
Yeah.
location, stuff like that.
Just to give it a little extra more, authenticity to the story, Make it more, I guess, politically correct.
Me write something politically correct.
That's a stretch. I don't think you've written anything politically correct ever.
And ever.
No. So it's something that's going to be. I originally wanted it to be a 90-minute film.
Mm-hmm.
There is no chance in a fiery hell that that's going to happen. There's no chance that by the time I finish the script, it's going to be 120 minutes. Because like I was talking about, you were still in Colorado when I mentioned this. I was telling Rebecca, because I've been writing everything down freehand, a piece of paper, and then I'm going in and typing it in. Well, after I typed it in, I reformatted it. So what went from, 5 pages, instantly doubled to 10 pages. And we might end up having to cut it, go Phantom Menace on this thing, and just, episode 1. So that's the big reveal. In fact, if we listen to, I'm trying to remember, because I missed recording with Terry Shearer last week, just because I was so busy. He actually did a whole thing on,
By himself?
Yeah, he did a whole Sheer Darkness by himself. And I think he mentions it in that episode. I don't know, it's so hard for me because I get so many episodes from, everybody that it's hard to
Remember?
Yeah. So, and speaking of episodes, are you going to edit this episode? Are you going to try your producer hand at this now? Are you ready to?
You want me to help you?
I don't think I'd be. This whole week is gonna be really busy for me.
Oh yeah, this is the last week of school.
So.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was next week.
No,
That's
it's this week.
one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
He has to graduate. He already paid for all his shit, so he's got to graduate.
So anytime after next week, I'm free. Because I'll have all my work in and everything is great.
If you don't work that day, you should come to graduation.
It's when?
The 22nd.
Yeah. Oh, you won't be here.
I won't be here yet.
You won't be here for life.
I'll be back
The 25th.
the 25th, yeah.
How I remember this, I don't know, but I did.
And I don't know if you know this, but the Lovebirds here, and that's their nickname, the Lovebirds, they are getting married very, very soon.
18.
Less than a week.
Then you'll be stuck forever.
I'm already stuck forever. You're not leaving me. I'm not leaving you. I'm stuck. You
As much as I want to leave you sometimes.
It's really weird, Al, because I can still remember.
Like when she was
Yeah, making her bottles, putting her in a high chair. Now this child could shit. When she was a baby, because our dad, he couldn't handle dirty diapers. He could not, and it was like,
I don't think any father can handle it. They have to get used to it.
Well, it doesn't bug me.
You just don't smell it.
But you got to think, me and him work in a nursing home, so we change shitty diapers on a daily basis.
That's true.
So,
you got to
get used to it.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. That's what I was saying. Like, my dad, you guys are going
Go for
to
it.
get a kick out of this. My dad, and this is going to be super embarrassing, but since you obviously know my parents were drug addicts. My dad, when my mom was at work, okay, he would have to pay people in dope to change my diapers. Okay? He's like, I can't handle that shit. He's like, I'll give you some dope changing diapers. He told me this himself.
Well, see, I kind of did that similar to our dad, because me being Mr. Entrepreneur since I was a little boy, I'm like, comic books are $1 now. They raised the price and they're $1. So I think each diaper I change is worth a comic book. And he's like, well, son, I think that's fair.
I can hear her say that.
And I did. Every time, it'd be all through the week. I literally keep a running tally of how many times I had to change her shitty diaper.
Comic books. Right here.
And,
store? Okay.
Yeah, and it was getting to the point where, and this is, early 90s. I was making like $35 a week until Mom kind of realized what was happening. And she's like, that's her older brother. He can do it for free. I'm like, no, he can't.
No, we can't. No, we can't.
Isn't there a union I can join? Somebody help me.
I know.
And and unfortunately, at that point is when, because she became potty trained fairly quickly after that. I was like, okay, and I'm not making no money out of this. I'm going to train your ass out to shit in the toilet. Hey, boys and girls. Welcome to Seeing R.E.D. This is David K. Montoya. I'm actually flying solo today because we have a very, very special episode. We are currently in Las Vegas, Nevada. We're just a few hours away from Rebecca and Aaron's wedding, and I'm going to try to get everything on audio, even to the point of the actual ceremony. So this is going to be really special. We're going to try to make it, an hour-long episode, but I'm not promising anything. But it will be special for not only my sister, her soon-to-be husband, my family, his family, but you, the listeners, as well. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the wedding of Rebecca C. Lofgren and Aaron Illich. We're about 10 minutes away from leaving the hotel rooms to head down to the chapel. Currently, it's just my son and I in the hotel room. Lacey, my wife, and my daughter Zoe is in Rebecca's honeymoon suite, and they're preparing. So it's just us. And though we're only about 10 minutes away from leaving, I can feel the excitement. It's very, I'm trying to keep from bawling because it's very special to me. My little sister, the person that I helped raise for 7 years, is become an adult and a woman, and now she's moving on with her life, and now she's making that step and she's getting married. And Aaron is a good guy. I like Aaron, and I see a bright future for those two. It warms my heart. And the only thing that would make this day more special if my dad was here to see it, but I know he's looking down from heaven with a big smile. And it's a very, very special day for everybody involved. Okay, kids, I'm going to go ahead and take a break here. And then when I pick up, we might pick up as we're driving to the chapel. We'll see what happens. So stay tuned. I'll be back. I didn't have a chance to do any recording on the way here. It was just a hectic drive. But I am joined with Mr. Groom, Aaron Illich. How are you feeling? Are you nervous yet?
A little bit, but I'm happy. That's the important thing.
I'm surprised there's a lot more people than what I was expecting.
That's what I was like, wait a second. I was like, in your mind, it doesn't seem like a lot of people, but then you see all the people and you're like, holy shit. We don't even have enough chairs.
Yeah, it's going to be standing room only.
Yeah. All the gentlemen are going to have to stand in.
So, and you're facing the wall because you can't see Rebecca yet.
Yeah.
Which I think she's still outside.
Let me bring your Susan, so she doesn't know.
So how many minutes until showtime?
Honestly, I have no idea. Well, it's already 5:20. Yeah, so what, 5:30?
Yeah, it's in about 10 minutes.
The shoes hurt my feet.
Yeah, mine too.
We got here.
Yeah, same here. Okay, kids, we'll be back. I think we'll pick up right as the wedding begins. Okay, boys and girls, I lied. We're not going straight into the wedding. I'm here with Rebecca, all dressed in white. So has the nerves hit yet?
Heck yes, I'm freaking nervous as all can be because I don't like a lot of people watching me.
And there is definitely a lot of people going to be watching you.
Yeah.
For the first time, I think you're actually speechless, huh?
I'm speechless. I'm just like, my stomach's like turning and twirling and like twisting. Water.
And of course...
Podcast, even on my wedding. Do you see this? You see your son? Yeah, that's Kevin for you. His name is David.
What was I going to say? Oh, because of of course, the lovely Las Vegas weather. It's hotter than... Well, I'm amongst guests, so I'll keep it clean. It's pretty hot.
Okay. We gotta go take a picture, but...
Okay, well, it's picture time, so I'll be back.
All right, boys and girls, this is actually a little post-production note. What comes up next will be the actual ceremony. What had happened is that I gave Rebecca away, and obviously I didn't have an opportunity to hit record during the process. So what you folks missed is pretty much everybody was told to rise and did a quick prayer. Aaron came down with his best man, then the flower girls, which consisted of my daughter and one of a close friend of Rebecca's. Then Aaron's little brother, I believe, was the ring bearer. He came down next, and then, of course, like I said, Aaron and the best man. And then after that point, I walked Rebecca down the aisle, and we waited there for a second, and the minister asked, who was giving the bride away. I said I was, and then at that point, I handed, Rebecca to Aaron, and then I walked back to the back. And once I got back to the very back of the chapel, I was able to hit record. So, like I said, what's coming up next is the actual ceremony and vows of Rebecca and Aaron. So here we go.
Excellent. Aaron, you take the woman at your side to be your wedding wife.
I do.
Promise before God and these witnesses that you will love her, comfort her, honor and keep her in sickness and in health, and that forsaking all others for her alone, will you perform unto her all of the duties and give her the respect that a husband owes his wife until God by death shall separate you. Rebecca, do you take the man at your side for your wedding visit?
I do.
And do you promise before God and His company that you will love Him, comfort Him, honor and cherish Him in sickness and in health? Wilt thou keep thee only unto Him for as long as you both shall?
I do.
Would you please turn and face each other? Repeat after me. I, Aaron,
I, Aaron,
take thee, Rebecca,
take you, Rebecca,
be my wedded wife,
to be my wedded wife,
to have and to hold,
to have and to hold,
from this day forward,
from this day forward,
for better or for worse,
for better or for worse,
for richer or for poorer,
for richer or for poorer,
in sickness and in health,
for sickness and in health,
and to love and to cherish
and to love and to cherish,
until death do us part.
until death do us part.
I, Rebecca,
I, Rebecca,
take thee, Aaron,
take thee, Aaron,
to be my husband,
to be my husband,
to have and to hold,
to have and to hold,
from this day forward,
from this day forward,
for better or for worse,
for better or for worse,
for richer or for poorer,
for richer or for poorer,
in sickness and in health,
in sickness and in health,
and to love and to cherish
and to love and to cherish,
until death do us part.
until death do us part.
Wedding ring is an outward and visible sign that signifies to all others united publicly in wedlock. Aaron, take the ring, select for Rebecca, place it upon her finger. Repeat after me. With this ring, I thee wed. Now, ready? Take your ring. Place it in my hands. Repeat after me. With this ring,
With this ring,
I thee wed.
I thee wed.
Let us pray. Eternal God, we pray thy very choice and special blessing upon Aaron and Rebecca. Wish and bless the home they will establish and the lives they will touch. Let their union not only prove to be a blessing to them, but let it help and inspire many others also. These blessings we ask in Christ Jesus. Amen. Power that is vested in me by the state of Nevada as an ordained minister of the gospel. I now pronounce that you, Aaron, and you, Rebecca, are husband and wife. You may kiss your wives.
Well, that's it for this week, kids. I know it's a very, very short episode, but it's a special episode. So, for Rebecca C. Loughran / Illich and Aaron Illich, I am David K. Montoya. And remember, boys and girls, if you're one of those people that just don't like happy endings, you might be seeing red. See you next week.
I wanted to do weird news, because we do weird news every episode. And I felt like we had to incorporate marriage into the weird news.
Yeah.
And I found something. Listen to this one. Honeymooners. Now, what do you think when you hear honeymooners? What's the first thing that pops into your head?
People go on vacation after getting married.
Scuba diving.
Happy, joyous, fun.
Yeah, fun
right?
vacation. We didn't get to have that, but okay.
And of course, this comes from our friends at the Huffington Post, and it is the title of it gives it all away.
Yeah.
Honeymoon, shark attack, men killed while surfing off Reunion Island in France.
Really?
Yes. A newlywed French man was killed in a shark attack during his honeymoon in the near French Reunion Islands Wednesday. According to Agence France Presse, the unidentified 36-year-old, he was my age, was surfing off the popular beach when a shark charged at him twice. After spotting blood in the water, another swimmer notified lifeguards. As French news notes, the couple from The couple from Morteau in East France traveled to the island for their honeymoon. Witnesses at press conference held shortly after the incident noted that his wife was on the beach. She is currently being treated for shock. Local radio stations in Reunion report that the man was already in cardiac arrest when emergency services arrived. According to French-language publication RTL, he reportedly lost a lot of blood in the attack. Well, no shit.
Mm-hmm.
Reunion Shark Prevention Association. There's actually an agency that
specializes in that.
Trying to prevent shark attacks.
Wow. Released a statement on their website and Facebook pages hours before the incident, announcing that it was canceling its regular surveillance of surf due to lack of underwater ability. As RTL notes, activities on the beach closely monitored since last April, when another surfer reported that he was charged by a shark. During the press conference, the island's state representative, Jean-Luc, and I'm not exaggerating, it's Jean-Luc Marx, stated that this first fatal attack since 2012.
Wow. This is a long time.
Yeah. Previously, 3 people were killed by sharks off the island in 2011 and 2012. In 2011, shark attack 30-year-old Ian Redmond was on his honeymoon as well. So this shark,
God,
this shark's got a taste.
Black
for
Widow
honeymoon.
shark.
For reals. While there were more than 400 species worldwide, the WWF, and I'm not talking wrestling, World Wildlife Fund notes the great white shark, the tiger shark, and the bull shark are the only type of sharks that tend to attack humans. According to the most recent statistics, there were 4.2. How the hell do you get 4.2 shark attacks? It's like, he nibbled at my toe.
2.2. I don't know.
4.2 shark attacks worldwide on the average between 2006 and 2010.
They should have rounded.
So the moral of the story of this is, if you just got married, stay the fuck away from a beach.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's the only. I tried to look for some really good, juicy, newlywed type weird news, but that was the only thing I found.
That's sad though, but it's crazy. I wouldn't even want to be anywhere in the ocean if I just got married, because something bad is probably gonna happen.
I've always had that fear.
Really? You don't like the
I
ocean?
don't like the ocean either. I went to the ocean with David's kids, my god kids, and me and Stephanie were out in the ocean, right? And I get really in the water. If it comes up past my knees, I get like this. I'm rigid.
Really?
Yes, because I almost drowned when I was 8. I almost died, literally.
Where was
I went to the beach with the church. And I got caught in the riptide, and I almost died.
Where was I?
You were in Arkansas. Yeah. You don't. Mom, I guess Mom didn't tell you.
No.
But when I was 8 years old, I went to the beach with the church. I swim way out there where I can't touch. Because I loved to swim back then. I didn't think anything about it, I didn't think. I was a kid. I was stupid.
Right.
And they swam back, and I couldn't get back because they kept pulling me farther and farther away. And I was trying to swim back, and then a big wave came and took me under, and it kept spinning and spinning. I couldn't get out of the water, and I literally almost died. It was weird. I can't explain it because I've never felt it. Something inside of me, took all the strength of my body to, survive. It sounds crazy. I was in the water. I was, breathing.
It was the fight or flight.
Yeah, I was,
syndrome.
Breathing in water, and I was, fighting to get out of there, and I just gave up for a minute. And then I pushed myself off the ground as hard as I could, and I was able to get up and take a breath. And I was, choking and throwing up water and everything.
So no one actually came and got you? You came back?
Yeah, I came back, and they're like, what happened? I was crying. What happened to you? Where were you? I kid you not. I was, in hysterics. I was so freaked out. I was, shaking in hysterics. Can you imagine, the idea of almost drowning, how you would be? If you think about that, that's how I was.
Yeah,
I was going crazy, freaking out. And they were just like, oh, what happened? Where were you?
Nice.
I was 8. And these other kids were 14. No common sense, to leave an 8-year-old out in the middle of the ocean. So,
well, yeah.
So when I get in the water, I get really, really, rigid. So I was out there with Stephanie, and the water is, to my waist, and then I walked, and I fell into this hole, and I'm like, Stephanie! Stephanie was, 12, and I was freaking out. This is, 3 years ago, with a 12-year-old flipping the hell out. like grabbing onto Stephanie for dear life. Like it was. She's like, calm down, Rick. It's okay. It's okay. Yeah, I'm petrified of the ocean, and not because of what's in the ocean, just because the ocean. Get under one wave and you're dead.
Well, yeah. Haven't you seen Jaws? Yeah, I had not heard this story at all.
Yeah. I don't know, maybe we forgot to tell you, I don't know, but yeah, when I was 8 years old, I went with the church to the beach and I almost died. And I still can't get over, like, oh, where were you? I was over there dying in the water.
You know.
I could have died, like, literally.
Right.
Just being
if
casual.
that wouldn't have, whatever that was, if that wouldn't have kicked in, like, I literally took all the strength of my body to push myself, because I was, like, on the ground. Because, you know, the riptide comes down and pushes you down to the bottom.
Right.
I pushed myself up and was able to come up, and I couldn't even touch up out of the water. Yeah.
Wow.
Never again will I ever go in the ocean when I cannot touch.
Well, yeah.
Ever. If I can't touch in the ocean, I ain't getting in it. Like, I won't go, you know, it's traumatizing for life, basically.
Yeah, well, not only is, Jaws a good move to live by, also Friday the 13th, because we've seen Jason, he kind of hangs out at the bottom of those oceans, too.
Yeah.
Speaking of your PlayStation 4 is coming out here soon.
Xbox One?
Yes.
Xbox One?
Yes,
Oh
I'm excited about it. I'm actually...
Why?
Huh? Why?
Why?
Because I like Xbox.
Trial.
Why?
Why?
Okay. Why?
Ready?
Why?
No, ready? Xbox One. Let's watch
Trial.
TV. Let's watch TV.
I know.
Let's watch TV.
Okay, let's watch TV. That sounds good to me.
It's a TV-based freaking game system. It's retarded. The name is retarded.
We're about to go back to
The
sibling
name
rivalry
is
here.
retarded, okay.
Hey, it's Seeing R.E.D.
Okay, the only thing that's good about the Xbox, and Justin's funny because he even agrees with us, and he loves Xbox, that the PlayStation 4 is better. And I told him about this. He didn't know about this. Because I even knew about this before Aaron knew about this, believe it or not.
4?
No, the Xbox One.
Oh.
The only thing good about it is the Kinect has a voice recognition system. Okay, that's the only good thing about it. I told Justin about this, and he's like, yeah, I know the Xbox One isn't as good as PlayStation. It's a really cool feature that I like the voice recognition. I told him about that. He forgets this.
But they're also much like the PlayStation 4 where they're heading towards the cloud. And eventually...
They're going to have a cloud. They already have a cloud server. It has Connect with voice recognition. It has a feature where you can do 2 things on the screen at one time.
Yes.
That's it.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to it.
Let's go to PlayStation 4.
All right, kids. That's it for this week. It's good to be back. And we'll be back next week. I'm David K. Montoya.
I'm Rebecca C. Lofgren / Illich.
And I'm Aaron Illich.
A.K.A.
The Batman.
I'm the Batman.
And remember, kids, if you're a honeymooner and you're out towards Madagascar and don't expect to get bit by a shark in fucking Madagascar, you might be seeing red. See you next time.
This is the Batman.
All right, kids. Thank you so much for stopping in. I hope that this whets your appetite enough to want to come back. Because, like I said, we have brand new episodes. So, for this week, I am David K. Montoya. And if you're somebody that doesn't like reminiscing from the past, then you might be seeing red. See you next Tuesday with all brand new episodes from Rebecca, Aaron, and myself. Until then, bye-bye.
Welcome to Seeing R.E.D. Don't say we didn't warn you.